Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, welcome to another edition of That Friday Night Live. This is the live Millwall debate show where you basically control the narrative to a degree. We will have some topics, what we will raise, and then it's all down to you. You get the comments in, that fucking sneaky bastard. You can get the comments in and choose what you want to do, where we go with it and all that. We've got some exciting things for you, so you need to stick around. A bit later on in the show, we have got I believe that it will become infamous Zian Flemming video, what the club's done. You can take it either way. Maybe it's a bit disrespectful to an ex-Millwall legend and a few other legends out there who, well, you need to watch the video. We'll play that a bit later on. Don't worry. We'll tell you when it's coming. We're going to be talking about Cooper, which was Steve's add-on to the agenda, which is sort of fucked him because Hutch is still out injured. So we're parked that to a degree, but it falls in nicely. We're going to have a discussion on the Millwall sick notes and obviously discuss the injuries. And also we're going to talk about the Edwards process of rebuilding because Joe ain't been on for a while and, you know, Joe gets paid by the minute, so it'd be good to have Joe on. Without further ado, I'm going to welcome Joe first. Good evening and welcome, Joe. And I speak on behalf of all our listeners when we hope that you are having a speedy recovery. We've told him it's a penis extension. Whether or not you want to tell him what you've done or not, that's up to you. But okay. Welcome back, Joe. It's been a while, and hopefully you're on the mend.
It has been a while since before Christmas. It seemed like a long time ago. Correction, it was a major surgery. It was actually a penis reduction. Unfortunately, I've only got 8 inches
off his forehead.
From at the moment now. Used to be 12 inches, but now 8 inches. The Mrs. Zampa was complaining. So it's all sorted now. And I'm back on the mend, thankfully. How are you guys doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'll tell you, you can't see the scar though, Joe. And I'm joined by my co-host and glamorous assistant for the lives with the one and only Stephen, back after his 24-hour marathon, according to Chris Brown, and I'm going to quote him there, 2 games are bored shitless.
No, I enjoyed it, mate. Raised 770 quid for Mind, which was way over the target that I had initially set myself. So absolutely delighted and looking forward to talking all things Millwall with you boys, especially Joe. As I say, it's been a while since we've had him on a live and he missed the debate of last week. So hopefully we can get into one this week.
Can we just say something on there, right? Sorry. Those of you who watch us every week, you know that my football knowledge could be written on the back of a postage stamp. But fuck me, some new people who've not seen the show before really think that I should know everything and anything about football. And Christ, did I take some pelters. And it was quite funny because I was replying to him and they thought I was someone else because they were still slagging me off. Third party.
I listened back to the whole show and I even tweeted, I messaged you after, didn't I? Vic, I texted you, I think, to say to you were on fire. You definitely had your Cocoa Pops that morning because I don't know what happened. You were on it. And it was a good debate between you both as well. I enjoyed it.
Listen, and I think all it is that we only do so much. We can only do so much. It's with everybody who gets in the comments who fuels it, really, you know, especially when I start getting people supporting what I'm saying and, you know, Stephen suddenly gets some, what he's supporting, what he's saying, and then we go. I think what the crack of it was last week was basically, all I was saying is that I wasn't in any way saying that, look, passion, heart doesn't get you over the line, but we're not talking about us playing Premiership football. We're talking about professional championship players who were good enough to be brought, they should be good enough to be able to do what they need to do. And if they can't, then as an old boss I used to work for, there's the door. Don't fucking let it hit you on the way out. Do you know what I mean? And that's it.
For me, I'm just frustrated with the way that we're asking players that I don't believe can play the way that they're being asked to. And we'll come on to it. The Jake Cooper piece was my idea, which we'll come on to a little bit later on, which has been scuppered with the news today. But
No
yeah,
Pepsi, mate. No fucking Pepsi there, mate. Here.
But I mean, we can start with that if you want, and get straight into it. I mean, I messaged Mickey about this, and Joe, I'm sure you'll have something to say on it. But before the news broke this afternoon that Sean Hutchinson has had a setback in his injury, and how long he's going to be back, it looked like we were going to have Hutch and Leonard back available, which to me I would have liked to have seen Tanganga, Hutchinson, and Leonard all play in the back three and drop Jake Cooper. Wes Harding, I think a lot of people have now lost their patience with him, and Jake Cooper, whilst he's been a great servant for the club, if we believe that this is the way that's going to be the Millwall way from now on, playing out from the back, I don't see how Jake Cooper lasts in this team much longer. He might have to play now. That Hutchinson's not fit, but it might be a swan song for Jake, because I think come the end of the season, I don't think he's going to be there. What do you think, Joe?
I agree. Harsh but true. I mean, obviously he's been a fantastic servant for us. So he's played, God knows how many games for us now. I lost count, but you often see him getting found out quite a bit, doesn't he? I mean, he's improved, I would say, under Joe Edwards. He's definitely built his confidence up on the ball. But whenever he plays in a back three and he's got that license to kind of get on the ball and try and play a bit, he looks a bit suspect. I always find he feels more confident playing in a back four where it's a lot more tighter and he's restricted, almost just getting the ball and giving it. When you ask him to kind of play with the ball, you do sort of like worry. And I think having someone like Wes Harding alongside him at the moment doesn't really complement him. If he had a real strong ball playing defender beside him, it might be able to kind of help his game out a bit. When you've got someone next to him who's even worse than he is, the ball at his feet, I kind of get what you're saying in the last show, Stephen. You're asking players to do something that they can't do,
Yeah, no, I get that. And Pete, funny man. I take it that's dark related, isn't it? It is dark related, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. I think the other thing with Cooper, though, for me, and it's something
Hang
that
on one
I
sec
get
before you go on. Do you agree with Stephen that if Hutch is back and Leonard's back and Tanganga is back, then Cooper gets dropped? Give us a yes or no in the comments. Let's get the comments going with the first question of the evening. Go on, Stephen. Sorry, mate.
So for me, with Cooper is the other thing that I don't really understand, apart from the fact that he's left-footed. He's playing on the left-hand side of the defence. You'd think for all the money in the world, you'd put him in the centre to be that kind of the middle defender and have pace either side of him. So you'd have Tanganga or Leonard one side, Tanganga and Harding the other, if you wanted to go that way. Because when Hutchinson comes into the side, I think he's going to play in the centre because that's where he's stronger. He doesn't have to have maybe as much mobility. And you're asking Jake Cooper to play. So when Brian goes, Cooper is left one-on-one with attacking players that are much quicker than him. He's got no chance. And I just think that the injuries have hampered us. But if Cooper's going to play on that left-hand side, I think he's really dangerously close to coming out of the side.
Yeah, especially when you're playing a three there, Stephen. You're right. When your wing back's pushing on, let's say it's Joe Bryan, you're effectively asking your left-sided centre-back to play as a left-back and almost mark their winger and try and shut out those channels. And he hasn't got the mobility. He hasn't got the quick turn on him to kind of get back or try and chase things. He looks so slow. I mean, he's pretty slow this season. He did in previous season. He's been fucking really slow in previous seasons. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll get onto it later on in the show, but he's definitely one that I think we might have to get rid of. I don't know how much we'll get for him, but whatever it is, I think we might have to cash in on him.
the other thing as well with him, and look, just before anyone starts saying, "Oh, it's all about Jake Cooper and we're slagging him off and it's all his fault," I'm not blaming the fact that we're not winning games on Jake Cooper as an individual. I think there's a lot that goes with it, but the other thing that you'd have with Jake Cooper is his goals. He should be coming up from the back and scoring from free kicks and corners. Now, someone in the comments will definitely be able to tell me this, but apart from the chance where he should have scored a couple of weeks ago, I think against Borough,
When he hit the crossbar.
when he hit the crossbar, he doesn't get on the end of chances, and I can't remember the last time he scored a goal.
There was a period of time when he would get at least 3 or 4 goals in the season, wouldn't he?
And more.
I don't think he scored this season. I'm pretty sure he hasn't, and I don't know if he scored last season. If he did, it must have been really, really early of last season. I mean, I'm sure someone in the chat will probably tell us, but it just seemed like it's a long, long time ago since he scored for us. And to be fair, you're playing him, like you're saying, Steve, and that's why you want him to play for set pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not even quite doing that for us at the moment, is he? Let alone defending.
And that's it. And it's kind of like when Wes Harding, I know, again, is another one who's been very, very poor recently, but because he'd scored a couple of goals, people were willing to back him and get behind him a little bit, and that's gone now. So Harding's lost the goal scoring ability, so people are now questioning how good he is at the back. Cooper's not scoring goals, and people are questioning how good he is at the back. If I'm not saying that you want your defender, you're banking on your defenders to score, but we don't seem to have that fear. But every commentator, or when you watch the highlights, they always say when we've got a corner or that Millwall are a danger from set pieces, and it's a special. And you think, are we though? Are we? We don't ever get on the end of them.
Because historically, regarded as a good set piece team, but you're right. In reality, we're not, are we? Really?
Not lately, we're not. And also, I mean, Stuart Hobbs from Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, has commented. Thanks for joining us tonight. And I just seen someone's liked us on Facebook. Thank you very much. Those of you on YouTube, you know what you do. You haven't pressed the like button yet. Where there's only 3 of you what have. You should get a special award. But to you boys, Stuart Hobbs says, we don't seem to have wing backs who can go up and down. It's one or the other. Any thoughts on that, gents?
Can I answer this one?
Yeah, go for it.
So Murray Wallace has got the engine to get up and down all day long and extra time if need be. But he doesn't necessarily have the pace or the attacking presence consistently enough. I think what he's alluded to here, Stuart, is Joe Bryan, and I agree with him. Whether it's lack of fitness or sometimes lack of effort, which we all think sometimes, he struggles a bit. I think Norton Cuffy, up until his injury, was doing really well. His fitness really improved. He was tracking back. He's not really that great as a defender, Norton Cuffy. He'll get back into space when he has to in transition, but obviously gives a lot more going forward. But to your point, Stuart, I agree. There's not many wing-backs we've got in our club that are effective, getting up and down, and could do a job both in defence and attack.
The other thing I think with the wing backs as well is that, I know this is going to sound really stupid, but Rowett's idea of bringing in the wing backs were to play his way, if that makes sense. And that's where the way that Edwards plays, the wing back system doesn't change dramatically. You've still got to go up and down, but you kind of seen different players been given different, like Longman's been played out there, Wallace, Bryan, Norton Cuffy, Danny McNamara, Ryan Leonard. They're looking to find the perfect solution. And as you said, Joe, I don't think we quite have it. I think Norton Cuffy is better, much better going forward defensively. I said it on the commentary show, if you guys saw that in the week, that going forward he's very, very good, but defensively it doesn't work, and you have to be so good as a wing back, especially at this level now. You have to be so good both ways, and if you're not good enough one way or the other, you get found out.
No, that's it. And I mean, look, Andrew Roberts basically straight in with there. Question is then, should Edwards get the players to play the Rowett way? If I do it that way, does that make it easier a little bit? Not really. Is it? No. Let's go back there. Question is, should Edwards get the players to play the Rowett way till we're safe and then change the personnel, or does he stick to his guns and we run the risk of potentially getting relegated? Personally, I don't think we're going to get relegated. I think we might finish down that end of the table, but I don't think we're going to get relegated. Personally.
I agree. I think there's.
But then again, I did say we get 9 points out of the next 4 games. So fucking, what do I know? Hey,
Well, this month ain't looking much easier for us, is it? With the running we've got, apart from the Sheffield Wednesday game. But answer to the guy's question there.
Andrew Roberts.
So yeah, sorry, mate. I just think at the moment it's a bit of a process. I mean, we talk about the word process and the project and all the rest of it. And unfortunately, that starts now. You can't just sort of put it off until next season, because what he wants to do, he wants to get the players in training, in match days, working the system and understanding the system. If you go all Rowett, it kind of you're kind of wasting the next sort of few months. I don't think we're going to go down. Like what Mickey said, I think we'll probably be safe. We're probably going to struggle, and I can see us losing more games than winning. But I do think there's 3 teams at the bottom of the league that are worse off than us at the moment, and I think we'll be all right. And it's all about gearing up for the summer and building again for next season.
That's it. Well, Glenn's a Watford fan, Coventry fan, and he says if Wallace is playing left back on Sunday, Sakamoto will roast him again. If so,
Glenn, if you were there at the return fixture when we played you at home, Sakamoto absolutely ruined Wallace, if you remember. And I completely agree with you. And I think we'll probably be wrong to play 5 at the back against you lot, because if any of our wing backs gets forward, you can see Sakamoto really kind of counter-attacking and cause us problems down our left side. So I hope we go with 4, but who knows?
On the question about should we go back to Rowett's style of football or to suit the players that we've got, I don't necessarily think it's about going back to Rowett's style of football, but I think it's a case of having something else up your sleeve than just consistently trying to pass it out from the back. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and it not work. I'm not saying it would have made any difference. Hull's pitch last week was poor. So when you're not that good at passing the ball out from the back and you're playing on a bad pitch, people will say, oh, well, Hull managed to do it. That's because they're actually good enough to be able to play out from the back. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So I do think that we need to maybe have a little bit of a plan B, a different option, something a little bit different to try and counter the fact that if we're just going to keep passing it out from the back, we're going to get nowhere. I think Coventry.
Go
on, Mick. Go on.
I was just going to say, David's put a question in there. If you were, a question to the panel. If you were Edwards, would you stick and do what he wants to do for the best of the players, or would you play a different style over to me? Because he knows I think he should stick with what he's doing.
But he does have to have a little bit more of a plan B when the passing out from the back isn't working, because let's face it, we all talk about how good Sakamoto was in that first game, and he is very good. Coventry's attacking players and midfielders are Casey Palmer, Callum O'Hare, Haji Wright, Matty Godden, Sakamoto, and I believe that who's the other one they've got? Yes, Ellis Sims. They're all players that if you don't get it right, they are going to take the ball 30 yards from goal and create an opportunity. So whilst I don't think you can completely abandon what he wants to do and move us forward, you do have to have something else about you when you do come up against high quality opposition. And we don't seem to have the plan B. Like on going back to Saturday, and I hope we don't do this again. Obafemi got some pelters. I thought the service into him was awful. He went off after 45 minutes, and we did look better with Bradshaw on the pitch. I mean, we couldn't look much worse than what we did in the first half, but you have to play the right balls into your forwards to make them look better. And if you're just asking them to chase lost causes, we're going to be faced with the same thing we did last week at the Rico on Sunday.
With against Hull, they're so good on the ball in their defenders. When they knock that ball around and play through our lines, it's very hard to even get the ball off them. And I think Obafemi is not really known for someone who's going to press hard and try and win the ball off our defenders. I'm sure he'll probably learn very, very soon, and I'm sure that'll be a part of his game that will eventually come through under Joe Edwards. But that comes natural to Bradshaw. So when he comes on second half, the first thing he's doing, he's on every defender's heels and chasing them, hurrying them up. So that's why he probably look more effective in that sense. But
that's it. You used to like people. I used to like Dan. In fact, I was going to give Dan something Millwall related, which is only one of its kind in the whole world, and will only be one of its kind. From a Millwall player who played in the Wonderwall Cup. I've got their shirt, and I was going to give him the program from it as well because he likes all the memorabilia. But now, Dan, you can go fuck yourself.
Dan, I like that. Don't worry.
So yeah, I mean, James Kelly. Sorry, I nearly insulted you there. Last season, once we switched to a back four, we looked so much better going forward.
I agree. I'm not sure who mentioned it in one of the comments a few minutes ago, but they said when you play a back with wing backs, the wing backs are the most important players in that system. Yeah. They can either make it or break it for you. And as you don't really have the wing backs, I'll go back four. And that way, I think Cooper will be a lot more comfortable as well on that sort of left side.
Did you see I don't know if you did. Did you see the Birmingham show last night? There was a Birmingham show last night where he couldn't do it, so I gave him someone else to do. And they had Chris Coleman on there. And Chris Coleman, I mean, I've clipped it, I've got it, I'll put it out later. But he said that he reckoned it was 1,000, 2,000 Millwall fans what turned against Rowett and got him out. That he was doing the right thing, buying the players, getting rid of the old wood and all that. And I was just thinking, I just don't know what you were watching because I just don't think it was 1,000 to 2,000 Millwall fans what got fed up with it. And I think that Rowett wasn't good enough to give it the final push. The last game of the season was a prime example, really. Also, you can't be 3-0 up and then go 4-3 down, can you? That's it.
Also,
we're not talking about it anymore.
How can he say? Chris Coleman said that Rowett was getting rid of the old wood, and we've got probably the oldest average age in the Championship. So I think he might need to go back to the drawing board on that. I mean, we're not going to go back to Gary Rowett, but that's just ridiculous.
Also, he was building. Yes, he was building, but what he was building is the wrong system that us Millwall fans want to see. You know, he was very content to play defensive football, boring football. I mean, I've been going to Millwall since like the late 80s now, and this is probably the worst periods under Rowett watching them. It was just so boring to watch. And for all us picking on Joe Edwards and him not getting results at the moment, I must say the football is better to watch. I think we all agree that it's better to watch. All we need is just a tide to turn a little bit, get a bit of luck, and try and convert a few of these performances into wins. And I think we'll be right. And then next season we'll build on again.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. We are going to be building.
Yeah.
Because if we don't build, then we're not going to be anywhere. So yeah, I think it is going to be. We are needing to go on a rebuild.
And it's a massive rebuild as well, Mickey. I don't know if it's something we do this show or on a future show, but when you take away all our loan players at the moment and who we've got left with, and players who are out of contract in the summer, really and truly, who have we got for next season that we think are good enough to play in the Championship? There's not many. There's a massive rebuild that's going to happen.
Well, for a start, mate, I know you said it there, but it's 10 players, 5 loans, 5 loans, and 5 players out of contract who, unless something changes behind the scenes in terms of we know we're not going to bring that many people in or they agree to stay, you're at least looking at 10 signings at a minimum.
And also those 5 contracts, I'm not going to renew those contracts, even renew 1 or 2 of those. Who are going to renew? You could argue that Bradshaw, 31 years of age, he's got 1 more year in him maybe. He's a useful player to have. Yes, he picks up injuries now and again, but he tends to play a lot more games than the other players that are out injured. You look at players like Benny, you look at players of like Hutch, for example. Do you want to give them a contract when they're going to probably play half the games available? The only one that I think will probably play more is George Saville. But is he? I don't know. This season doesn't look as effective as it did in previous season or last season. He ain't gonna get better next season, is he? He'll be 31, 33 season. So it's a tough one. I mean,
what's his name? Edwards will need a lot of money in the summer. Let's get through some of these, sorry, because we're falling behind. Arthur Femi should not be playing as a lone striker. As a 5'7" man, Fleming should be in the middle. Morning. Someone tell Sky Blue Sam, we know you're going to split roasters, gloating prick. I flicked over them, but
he couldn't wait to tune into the show, could he?
No.
I think the other thing with the rebuild, and there's a comment coming, and I see the point, is someone said that maybe having to get a squad like that in will help Joe Edwards, because the rebuild and getting rid of players that play one system or a certain way, and then he can bring in a whole squad of people that will play his way. I understand that, but you do also have to understand that we don't have unlimited finances. So the wages that those players are on, yes, they can go into bringing in new players, but what about transfer fees? Are you going to be looking in the free market? Are you going to be reliant on loans again from the start of next season? There's two sides to it. Maybe the rebuild needs to happen so we can come away from some of the older, should we say, the Rowett Ball and Harris Ball style players, but we don't have the unlimited funds to go and do what. There it is, that comment there. There's two sides to the story, and again, depending on what league we're in, I am in agreement with you, Mickey. I don't think that we're going to go down. I think it would be tight, but I think we'll just about be okay.
Who the three will go down, in your opinion?
Well, I think Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday are two that are probably the dead cert, shall we say. I think QPR will get out of it. I don't think they're going to be the third team. I would say either.
It's tough, isn't it? If you look at what's left, they're all picking up points. Huddersfield picking points up as well.
Huddersfield.
There's not
I
many
don't think Plymouth. I don't think Plymouth are plain sailing just yet. I know they've got.
Frank has an idea there, though, doesn't he? You don't plan A, B, C, or D. With these players, it still won't be good enough to implement it, though, would it?
Apparently,
I think Plymouth losing Schumacher, Stephen. I think that's going to be their biggest downfall this season. And I can see with a smaller.
It is, but they've also got a good home record. And one of the comments, I've just had a look. It's half time. Sheffield Wednesday are actually beating Birmingham, which I know you talk about teams at the bottom of the league picking up points, but Birmingham are also below us and moving dangerously closer to the bottom three. So while Sheffield Wednesday are picking up points, they're still, the teams immediately around us are the teams that we need to worry about. Stoke as well. They haven't seemed to have pushed on with. I know Schumacher left Plymouth to go there.
Stoke reminded me of Derby, like that.
Yeah.
When they went down, they had a bit of money. They'll punch, they'll punch in above the weight at times, but then suddenly they just dropped right into that relegation bout, didn't they? And that could happen with Stoke. I really do hope it might happen. If you look at our next 5 games, we've got 15 points available, and I really think we're only going to win 1 game out of those 5. We've got.
Go on. I'll put that clip of what Coleman said.
We've got Coventry, we've got Ipswich, we then got Sheffield Wednesday, which I think we'll win at home next Saturday, Southampton away, and Watford. Out of those 5 games, how many games do you think we're going to win? Coventry, Ipswich, Sheffield Wednesday, Southampton, and Watford. Realistically, that's 3 points out of 15. Could that bring us straight back into it? Unless we get some surprise wins against Coventry or at home to Ipswich, which we could do. I mean, we beat Norwich over Christmas and QPR. We can pull out those wins. But you look at how many games has he been in charge now, Joe Edwards? He's been in charge, 15 games? I think we've won 3 games out of 15, isn't he?
Yeah, and the thing is as well is that you'd always usually say, wouldn't you? Oh, we like playing the bigger teams. We embrace the underdog tag. Well, we've tried to come away from the underdog tag a little bit, haven't we? We've tried to kind of park that a little bit and just play the game. It's going to be interesting the next month or so. But if there's anything that I would say in this division and the way that the championship works, Ipswich are not having it all their own way, and it might be something that's playing on their mind. Sheffield Wednesday, again, they're going to be fighting for their lives, but it's a game that we have to be turning up expecting to win. Watford, I thought we gave them quite a good game at their place early on in the season. So their fixtures Southampton, that might be tough. They're on a ridiculous run, but you can't. But they can't keep winning every single game. It has to end at some point. So why can't we go there and get a point? I know that might sound ridiculous. People don't know what you're talking about, but it's football. It happens. There's opportunities for us to win games of football if the players really, really.
Now you say that. When I said that last week about, it's football and luck and everything else, you turned around and told me, yeah, but you can't fucking get luck if your players are fucking shit and can't do what they're meant to be doing.
It's different when you're talking about results to style of football.
No,
Luck has nothing to.
Luck has everything to do with fucking winning a game of football. It's all about.
But we
luck.
were talking.
No.
Hold on. We were talking about the style of football.
No.
Yes, we were. You were talking about heart and passion and luck gets you through, and I was talking about the style of football.
United.
Yeah, but it's the FA Cup. It's a cup. It's completely different. It's completely Mickey. If you're going to sit there and say that we can compare ourselves to Maidstone United in the league, you are completely and utterly wrong.
We can't.
Mate.
No, we can't because Maidstone got through to the next round. We didn't. But I'm just saying.
But it's a completely different scenario.
Can get you through,
mate. It's a completely different scenario. It's completely different, and we can't keep.
I think you're both making very, very good points here. Mickey's right in the sense that if you're up for it, you can win a game of football just by pure sheer determination, a bit of luck.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
But equally, I get what Stephen's saying, consistently, you can't do it every game, every week. Just rely purely on determination, can you, Maidstone, for example, that's their cup final, isn't it? So, of course, they're going to throw everything in there and do everything they can,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, look, I get what you're saying. Oh, look, fucking hell. We've got a couple of things on there, actually. We'll get back to the comments in a sec. There's a question being posted. I didn't show it earlier on, Daniel thing. Question is, if we did go down under Edwards, do you think we would win promotion the following season? Get yourself in, yes or no. Let us know. Do you think if we did go down, would we get promotion the following season? Simple yes or no. Really? And also, I think so. Also, Stephen, get yourself time, mate. You've got yourself time now to go get yourself a cup of tea, mate. Maybe do yourself a slice of toast. And I've probably got enough time to run over Blue Water and back with this question being given to us from Stuart Hobbs. Off you go, Joe.
What's your views on SA's games functioning JE is used to youth? Stuart, if you're led to believe what's true is Joe is not being that impressed. Well, not so much now, but in recent games, his performances in training, his effort, his attitude, what he's asked to do on the pitch, on the ball, off the ball. And don't forget, I agree with what you're saying, Stuart. He's so used to working with youngsters, but he's used to working with the best youngsters in the country. At Chelsea Academy, they're blessed with the best talents. So when we look at SA, we go, what a great young player he is. Don't forget, Joe Edwards has seen players like him and 10 times better. So he's not going to be that impressed. Yeah, he'll probably say, he's a promising youngster, but he ain't going to be woo like we are. So I think it's in some ways it's probably harder for SA because, he's got high expectations to meet with Joe Edwards. But what I must say is his last two appearances where he's come on, certainly his last game, he showed a lot more fight. I think he's definitely learning and adapting to what Joe wants him to do. And I'm hoping that he's doing more in training because, Joe's picking him to play. He's giving him minutes. Whether he features or not tomorrow is another story. But maybe the transfer rumour kind of sparked things up a little bit. But to answer your question, I think SA is good, but Joe just wants that extra 10% out of him. And I think that's what he's working towards at the moment.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get what you're saying. Blue Water. Yeah, mate. Oh, fuck. I'm just seeing where we were, mate, because I've lost.
For what it's worth, on SA, I completely agree, Joe. I think the last couple of games, whilst he's not set the world alight, I think he's at least shown a little bit of fight and a little bit of passion that he wants to actually try and play. I know that needs to then turn into producing assists and maybe goals, but certainly think he's up for the. Yeah. He's up for the scrap at least.
You know me long enough. You know I'm a massive SA fan. Since last season, I've always been about SA. And I have to admit, when I've seen him come on early this season at the Den, and we're all waiting for him to come on for the last 15, 20 minutes, and he kind of like pisses around the pitch and walks around the pitch, doesn't really look interested, I'm pissed off. I'm fuming inside thinking, for fuck's sake, you've got opportunity to show Dreggers what you can do, and you're not doing anywhere near what we know you're capable of doing. And that's the worst thing about it. Whether it's confidence, whether it's fitness, I don't know what it is. I must say that when he did 45 minutes 2 games ago, I can't remember it was against now, he did look like he was blowing out his arse after about 15 minutes. So everyone saw that. He was trying his hardest, but his cheeks were blowing. And maybe that's another thing. Maybe he just doesn't push himself hard enough in training. When he does play for the under-23s, he's probably not pushing himself too hard enough for them either. And it's a fitness issue as much as a confidence one for him as well.
What Stuart says here is exactly the way that the underdog mentality works for Millwall, because there's been a few bits over this week in the press and also fans and all that all Edwards needs to do is just put all these in a little PowerPoint and just show it to the players and just go, listen, everyone thinks you're going to get battered. Yeah? It's up to you to prove them wrong. Then just go out there and just fucking play with your brain a bit. Hold the ball up a bit. Don't just keep making stupid passes. Hold the ball up and then fucking have a go. And just take it to him. Just take it to him.
I read an article yesterday, commentary article, and a few of their players talked about this game, and their forward or their winger, Haji Wright, I think his name is, these players scored a few goals. He was talking about how they kind of completely outplayed us at the Den last time round, and I think to a point he's kind of almost right there. But what he was almost insinuating is that it's going to be even harder this time for us because now they're at home, and how our players won't want to play in front of their fans. Now, I think that's a bit of bullshit there because I don't think our players get intimidated by playing away from home. But what I'm saying is that's their mentality. It's almost like he's beat us once, we're going to smash him this time. And when you're on that much confidence, it's dangerous, you know?
I agree.
Also, just on that, there was a comment that Dan made about none of the players having fight. And there was another comment that you've just popped up to say that Fleming will save us. I actually think, and I'm amazed at it.
Connie, you won't think that once you see the fucking Fleming video.
No. Last Saturday, Zian Flemming stood up and tried to fight for the shirt. It's taken a long time for him to actually do it and to really see that kind of side of him. But he chased everything down. He tried. I know he gave some fouls away, but he was. You could see the passion. You could see the frustration.
Was it captain material, that performance?
I'm not. It's only one game. It's one game.
If he could sustain that every game, we're sort of having leaders on the pitch. Is that the qualities of a leader?
It could well be, but what I'm saying is that I think that Zian Flemming does care. There's been issues with him, but for all the faults, and I've given him a hard time, and I know I've been given pelters for it. But last Saturday, I thought if had that chip, which I think he did the right thing to chip the ball rather than try and go round. But if that had gone in, that would have been arguably one of Zian Flemming's best overall performances in a Millwall shirt. He was superb. So I think that there's definitely value in when you need your best players the most, they step up. And that's what I'm expecting to see from Fleming. You might not score every week, but show that you care. Put yourself about a little bit.
Yeah.
He did that.
What do you think the reason is? Because I think even the performance before this one, I think he looked quite good. He looked like he was up for it as well. Is it a case that he's put that Burnley thing behind him now and he stopped sulking? He's going, right, I'm going to knuckle down here. I want to help the team. I want to get us into winning form. Or is he thinking, you know what? This summer, I've got 1 year left of my contract. I want to get that move to the Premiership. I've got to start performing. I've got to start getting goals. I've got to start making myself look good again in order to get players other teams sitting around me.
Frankie's hit on the head there, mate. The biggest issue with his current team is that they are spineless. They are frightening lack of leaders in this side, which is 100%. Hopefully Sunday, with Leonard being back, then we might have, a leader as part on the pitch.
I think Fleming is showing that he might want to put himself forward as to be a little bit of a leader. I don't necessarily think, Joe, I don't know whether it's the fact that he's put the Burnley issue behind him. I think there's a lot to do with maybe that he's got 1 year left. That might have something to do with it. But as of right now, because there's growing concerns that we are going to be at the bottom of the league and we are going to be struggling and people are talking about the relegation, that if Zian Flemming can drag us through a couple of games and earn us some points, then fine. If he wants to move in the summer, let him go. Try and cash in on him. Do what you need to do. But at times like this, when you're struggling, we haven't won since New Year's Day, which is a little bit of a problem. Well, it's a big problem because, you know, we all thought we were going to push on. If Fleming can drag us through a couple of games over the next month, so be it. If he wants to play for a different team in the summer, then so be it. But you need your best players. And again, I'm not. I know that I've given him some pelters, and sometimes maybe I think it's justified, and sometimes I think maybe I might have got it a little bit wrong. But what I saw last weekend was the sort of player that is playing for Millwall that wants to see Millwall do better than what they're doing at the moment.
I agree. Yeah.
Every player what plays for that fucking badge on their chest, mate, should be playing at 110%. Because if not, don't fucking be it. And do you know what? Daniel Barnett there, nail on the head. Fleming, when we wanted Fleming the first time for about 4.5 million,
that's right. Yeah.
He didn't want to come because he wanted to stay and keep his side up, which he did. He scored on the final game and he fucking stopped a ball off the line on the final game to make them safe.
He was their only outlet, wasn't he, at the time?
Yeah, and he kept them safe because of that will and determination and want. And
hence the reason why Fortuna fans absolutely love him and idolise him.
Yeah. And after you see the video of him in a little bit, mate, you fucking will question his footballing ability to a whole new level.
Football's not great, to be fair.
Do you know what I mean?
But
and we will put the questions he gets to you lot listening, watching, to see where you go and see if you agree with his tally. But yeah, it's wrong. Remember, press like. Keep pressing like if you're watching on YouTube because the number's still really low. Come on, boys.
His knowledge of old football is pretty shit. Well, I did the
pretty shit. Fucking hell.
I asked him, what's your thoughts on Dennis Bergkamp? Obviously, everyone calls him the Bermondsey Bergkamp. And you know what? His answer was, don't really know much about him. Never really sort of saw him to see him play much. I think, for fuck's sake, like, surely you're a kid. You must have idolised him. You're one of your best players, your countrymen. And all he said to me is that, yeah, he knew because he was my coach at Ajax. He used to do one-to-one with me. That's all we saw him as, just as a coach, not as the player. I think, how can you not look that far back into your history? But that probably explains the video coming
out. Do the young kids now, would the young kids now, the 15, 16, 17-year-old kids now, really appreciate Gaza or Beckham or Rooney maybe?
You're right.
But
you're talking 20 years ago, aren't you? So you think about it, during Bergkamp's period, it would have been 20 years ago from now, during his spell at Arsenal. And how old is Fleming? 25, 26?
No, he's not that old, is he?
I was just looking this up. Zian Flemming is 25 years old, and Dennis Bergkamp retired in 2006.
Yeah.
So
18 years ago, right? Yeah. So Zian Flemming would have been 7.
But even
he would have known about him then, wouldn't he?
He would have known about him, but he was 7 years old.
But he was
a legend in Holland.
But at that age, I think all he was caring about, Zian, was the Ajax, the academy. That's all he cared about. And when Bergkamp retired, I think he must have went to Ajax as a coach, he just saw him as my coach. He didn't care much about what he did in football terms. So his knowledge of old footballers is absolutely shit. So when you see the video later on, it kind of half explains it.
Frankie's got a good point there. Fleming would be a good captain. We'll get consistency out of him, and he would push on other.
Frankie, because I think with that armband, I think you'll get another level out of him. I think he's that sort of player. I think he'll take that.
All about the 1%. All about the 1% gains.
Exactly.
Do you think? There you go. Let us know what you think with Frankie's question. Do you think Fleming would be a good captain? Yes or no?
I'm going for yes.
We're getting on to the end of the first half. I'm going to do a giveaway. Let me just set it all up, and it will be the same as it always is. It's for a key ring. We're not going to be doing any particular word. It's just going to be anyone who has commented will be involved. Let's just have a look there. If we stop sharing on that one, and we'll share on this one. So then there's about 32 of you have regularly commented so far. And here we go. Who's going to be the first winner of the evening? Chris Brown.
Hey.
Chris Brown, see Stephen over the next game or two, and you will be able to pick up your key ring. Keep commenting. We'll do another winner in a bit. I have to put your prizes as well, by the way, Stephen, on that raffler this weekend. I'll do it. I keep meaning to, and I keep forgetting. So, yeah.
Great profile picture there as well, Frankie.
What's that?
Frankie's profile picture. Tim Cahill scoring the goal at Old Trafford.
If it's a Frankie I'm thinking about, I think he likes to write. Should we say that much without saying what he does?
Sheffield Wednesday 2-0 up, by the way, against Birmingham.
What score?
Wow.
2-0.
2-0. Bloody hell.
Yeah, there it is. We are now a live chat show. We're a live commentating show for you. Do you know what I mean? We'll give you the scores of all the games and whatnot. But yeah, I'm going to try something new with you boys later on as well. So be warned. I'm not going to give you time to research it. I'm just going to
good point, Bailey.
Later on. Why does everyone report as if Fleming wants to leave? Both managers have said he has been a good pro and he has never kicked up a fuss. He just didn't hit the same highs. Doesn't have to be that.
Very, very true. When I was chatting with Gary Rowett before he left, hang on, let me just pick up his name. Another name I just dropped there. Sorry. He alluded to how Fleming was such a great person on the training field. He talked about how Fleming, out of all the players, would carry out all the instructions on the pitch. And he will communicate to all the players. And if they're in the wrong position, especially if they're off the ball and they should be marking someone, he'll be constantly barking orders on the pitch. And Gary Rowett said that he is like a leader for him. I don't know why they give him a captaincy now, but he said that he was so good on the pitch that he would carry out his words to the T and make sure that everyone else was doing what Rowett wanted him to do. And I can't imagine.
So what the fuck happened on the game then? Because they've been doing most of the training at the pitch, at the main ground now, because obviously Claremont is so old and decrepitated or fucking fucked up that obviously the ground is all different. So, yeah, it's amazing that they can do it in training but can't do it in there. Dan Riggs says, Fleming in the Prem with Millwall. Zian's been on the spice, clearly. Fleming, my captain on FC 24. Are you doing all right or are you not? Yes, or Savoy's alternative. There you go. Look, get yourself in the comments then. Tell us who you think your top two picks would be for captain. It looks as if a few of you will probably go with Saville, but some of you are going with Fleming possibly.
I'll go Fleming.
Get yourself in the comments and let us know what's what. I'm going to show you the Chris Coleman about close to the hour mark, or about 50 odd minutes, just over, and then we'll go part two. Just to let you know now that we're putting the podcast out as two parts, just so they're easier for you to be able to listen to and whatnot. They'll be released over the day and the next, but they'll be in two parts. They might even end up being released on the same day, but it's just it's going to give you a bit of a split. So some people were moaning that some of them were too long. So we've according to podcast statistics, 45 minutes is enough time to listen. Between that and an hour, anything else isn't. So I'm just following the statistics. So
that first part tomorrow, Mickey. Second part Saturday morning or Sunday on the way to Coventry, maybe.
Yes, mate. That's what it will be. And then you'll have Chat with Chaps hopefully Sunday or Monday, and then the Sunday night live show will go. Well, that'll go out Monday, and then you'll have Chat with Chaps on a Tuesday normally. So that's the way it works.
Great content, mate.
So that's the way it is, hopefully, and go from there. While we've got people chatting about I am going to look at getting this Chris Coleman video lined up and and ready to go.
While you're doing that, just looking at the live table, so Sheffield Wednesday have moved on to 26 points as it stands with their 3 points. That would see them still 7 points behind us. So them winning, and we'll have a game in hand, obviously, which would be Sunday. So them winning doesn't really concern me. But the interesting thing now is obviously with Birmingham losing, they're on 32. QPR are now only 4 points behind them. So the fact that they lost Wayne Rooney, I know people are saying that Tony Mowbray might go in and do a good job, but I think they're not getting themselves out of trouble, and they had a good transfer window in the summer as well. So, and Blackburn just above them on 33, level with us. They're going through a little bit of turmoil at the moment. So I think people are talking about relegation. Chris Brown commented and said, "Why are we talking about it?" I don't think there's anything necessarily just yet to be panicked about. I think there's clubs that are actually in worse positions than us in the sense of their off the field exploits in terms of finances. Blackburn don't have a manager and they're going through a tough spell. So I think there's still plenty of optimism to be had at the moment.
David, for you, I spoke to him. We're waiting on the accounts to know fully, but he come back and said they should be okay. They're losing about £1 million a month, but with the allowances for infrastructure, academy, etc., should be within the limit. So as soon as the accounts are out, then obviously I will definitely know more. But at the moment, he seems to think that we should be okay. Captain should be the strongest character and who the players trust most, because captain represents the players to the management. That's a good. It is true. So maybe Fleming might not be the one. Has to be Saville, really, doesn't it? Or
who would you pick, Jonathan? That's a great point you're making there. But who would you pick? Off centre, you said there.
Good point. I think it called that. Yeah.
For me, I think Saville's got all the attributes to be a good captain, and might upset a few people. But I don't think he's good enough to be in the first 11. I would much rather have Honeyman and Denor in the middle than Saville. So you can't really push for Saville when he's not going to be. If everyone being fit, the player that's going to play every time.
That's it. I mean, Andrew Roberts says, for Fleming to be a good captain, you need to give a captain's performance every game for 90 minutes to G the other players up. And he's not a Les Briley type of captain to do that consistently.
But the point that made earlier, Andrew, was if he is captain, would that give him the extra sort of 5-10% that will make him consistent and perform week in, week out for us? It does that to players.
To be honest, we knew that Eusted was going to Blackburn.
No, that was in relation to me. I didn't know it had actually been announced, but I said Blackburn didn't have a manager, but they're still finding themselves in difficulty. They were flying at the top of the league. They've got the league's top goal scorer, but yet they're below us. So there's clearly problems there.
Yeah, it was heavily suggested that he was going before the other guy went, I think, and obviously chatting to the Blackburn game, the Blackburn show was telling us. So yeah, well, I'm going to play this Chris Coleman comment. Have a listen, and you'll see what I'm on about. Let me just put it back to the beginning for you. No, wrong one. Hang on. Come back out of there. Let me come out of there. I put the wrong fucking one on. Carry on, Stephen. You talk for a minute.
As always, the technology is the levels of technology and professionalism on that Millwall podcast are unrivaled. I think
fucking presents.
talking about Zian Flemming, I don't think he would be the right person to be captain for me. I think there's better options, I think there's better options in the sense, not necessarily players in the squad, but in terms of, I think your captain, you get more out of your captain if you're in defence, or if you're maybe in the centre of the park. Being an attacking captain for me doesn't always work. Yeah, I just don't.
Harry Kane, Totti, Roberto Baggio, Diego Maradona. I mean, I know these are all world-class players, but attacking players can influence games. You don't have to be a defender.
They can, but I don't think. Let's face it. Apart from Steve Morrison, Right?
Here we go again.
No. It's factual. How many strikers have we had who's captain? Neil Harris weren't captain.
I would have thought, to your point there, Stephen, I would have thought that Neil Harris would have been a good captain for us. I don't think he captained us often. He might have been stepped in a couple of times, but he wasn't captain.
He told the story, didn't he? He told the story that he was given the armband during the spell of
Opposite.
no, when there was he told a story. Someone might be able to get this factually correct, but he threw the armband to when he was substituted, not in anger, but he threw it at another player because he was going to take over the armband for the rest of the game. Yeah. And Dennis Wise, I think, pulled him into the office and said, "You're never going to be captain for Millwall again because the captain's armband touched the floor." So I think he did it in a couple of games, but I don't.
Frustration.
I just, as I say, I'm not a fan of having attackers as captains. I know people have done it in the past, but for me, I just don't see it as a. I wouldn't want us to have an attacking player, but Fleming does have the characteristics for it.
I'm going to play this clip before we fucking get past it. Let's play this.
And I felt a bit sorry for Gary because I got what he was doing. He was building slowly. Every summer he brought in better players, let a few players go, kept us in the league for 4 seasons. Just missed out on the playoffs last year. But there was a style of play with Gary. It was very, very tight at the back, very organised. A bit like if we score 1, we win 1-0. And for quite a few fans, probably 1,000 or 2, they made it very clear that they didn't like it. They were bored. It was a boring style of football. So I think Gary, I haven't spoke to him. I've heard what he said on the TV, but I think he left because he sensed it. And the club, due diligence, appointed Joe Edwards from left and right wing. Nobody had heard of him really, but comes with a great track record at the previous jobs he's had. And now we're in this transition. And the transition is from what Gary Rowett was doing to just started the season.
You're mute.
I think you're muted, mate.
I'm not now. You can hear me, can't you?
It was our ears. It was our ears. We went deaf.
So what did you make of that?
It's rubbish. It's rubbish. I'll be honest with you. I don't really think there's any more to say to it. The bloke, was he there at Norwich? Was he there at Norwich when it was so bad and he just sarcastically clapped the supporters? No, he wasn't. It wasn't just a couple of thousand. There were a lot of people that were pushing for him to leave.
I would say half the fan base. There's a lot more of that, especially at home games as well. You sense it. I just think the time was right. For all of us, really, everyone involved. And this is why the appointment was made about Joe Edwards, because they've seen where it went wrong with Gary Rowett, and they went for the alternative, someone who's younger, more dynamic, looking to play more attacking football to please the fans, looking at the infrastructure, looking at bringing in youth players, and that was the reason. And we've got to back him, we've got to support him, and hopefully we'll start this season and we can press on next season, push on.
Bobby, you are going to get ruined in the comments because everyone's been telling us that you've been doing voicemails for Nick's show and you've not been on ours, and the amount of people what have been sending me your clips and clipping them and yeah. Bobby, where have you been, Bobby? You've been missed. The fans want you. And Tony, fucking crickets. I don't have a keyboard, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? I use a mouse, and that's it. And I've got fucking 3 screens running here. Do you know what I mean? So give me some benefit. Do you know what I mean? Please. I am prehistoric, and I'm trying my best. So yeah, there you go. Mark Murphy talking crap. Our defensive issues are purely down to Rowett. So yeah. If we were in the bottom 3 with 10 games to go, would you sack Joe Edwards? No.
Definitely not.
Because I believe that uncertainty, and I don't think a new manager will possibly get the team working in the right direction in 10 games, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Also, you can see like he's brought 2 loan players in Obafemi and Tanganga. Neither of them are quite match fit at the moment, but they're getting there, and they're going to be hell of a players for us over the next sort of few weeks when they build their fitness up. But already his first permanent signing is Adam Mayer, a youngster, someone who's highly regarded. I read an article yesterday from the Morecambe Academy manager director, talked about how they're all calling him the new Bell. That they see him as someone who's is a real bright spot. So we've got some talent there. I know he's jumped up 2 divisions, but he's one for the future. And I reckon Joe will do this. He'll bring in some more youth players, some more youngsters, get rid of the old crap, and start building. I think the next sort of two years or so, we're going to be up there.
Yeah, I think the new guy, Mayer, is his name, isn't it? Mayer, yeah. I think that is the sort of player what Edwards wants. He's looking at coming in young, and then literally what you're doing is you're setting your team up for about 10 years, isn't you? If you're bringing young, come in, and then you're bringing them in right. So, yeah.
Mickey, it loses what he wants. It's pace. He's got pace. He's got strength. He's very direct, apparently. Yeah. Where the back of the net is, he can get assists. And he's got sell-on value as well. We can sell him in
that's the reason why they brought him in. I know you say we want to set the team up for 10 years, but they are looking and they're going to try, and whether or not it works and whether or not it's successful, but we're going to be bringing in maybe 4, 5, 6 players over the next couple of transfer windows who have sell-on value in the hope that one of them
100%.
Gets us that big, massive payday. That's what they're looking 100%. For.
Bobby, definitely, I will take that. Give me a 10-minute voice note after the game telling us how you see it, mate, and that will be your Sunday morning podcast.
But the challenge, Bobby, the challenge is you've got to do it in one take.
Yeah, one take. Yeah, no sending me 2. But to be fair, if you did send me 2, no one would know. And I'll even give you my WhatsApp number. Fucking hell. And then you can send it to me via there. Do you know what I mean? Or I might give you my Telegram number instead. That's a little bit, yeah. I'm up for it, mate. But yeah, give me a 5-10 minute voice note of your reaction to the game straight after it, the passion of Wall, and I will put it out as its own little podcast, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because I think people would love to do that. So yeah. So if we go down, whose fault is it? No, it's the player's fault, I think. Rowett's gone. Rowett did what he did, and he's gone. And it's now down to the players. I mean, Rowett left in October? So pretty much nearly 3, 4, 5 months, nearly 6 months. If we go down, it's because of the players. The players don't seem to have.
If we go down,
the I don't know, the gumph, the fucking get up and go, do they?
If we go down, it's a combination of a load of things. Rowett does take part of the blame, but the bulk of it will fall on Alex Aldridge. It'll fall on the players. It potentially, a part of the blame will fall on Edwards because he's tried to play a certain way that's not worked. But again, I don't think we need to be at this point talking about being relegated.
Sorry, I weren't going to say anything, Chris. I knew exactly what you meant by your comment, and I did call him Chris Coleman, but I meant Phil Coleman. And when this goes out as a proper show, I'll be able to re-edit and change that from Chris to Phil. But your comment's still going to be there.
I must say, Nick, when I saw the video, I did think to myself, "Fuck me, Chris Coleman's let himself go a bit." And then,
yeah, proper, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Coleman. I was like, "Oh right, okay."
I don't know. I don't know the fella, mate. But yeah, he don't like me, so yeah. Yeah, we'll see. So yeah.
But no, this is Adam Mayer. All praise for him. I mean, they talk about how he's settling really well in training. Apparently, I mean, Connor mentioned there one of his comments that apparently he rinsed Obafemi in training. A lot of the players talk about how good he is. I spoke with someone's one of the players' parents, and he mentioned about how good he's been in training the last few games, and looks really good. So I reckon Mayer is going to be pushing for into the first team very, very quickly. Although a lot of us thinking he's one for the future, I reckon he's going to probably get.
Wait, hold. Well, sorry, Joe. Sorry, can you go back to that comment, Mick, about Michael Beale? They hate him at Sunderland. They literally don't care if they win games of football. They want him out of their football club. I can't add
Your
that.
microphone, Stephen. Your microphone sounds
cracking a bit, Stephen.
Oh, hello.
No,
Is that better?
on, mate. Your batteries are running out, mate.
Give me a second. Give me 2 seconds.
Right. Yeah. No, honestly,
while Stephen's gone now, when he comes back and he comes onto screen, okay, just everybody just sit there and put in the comments, welcome back, Hasbulla. Just when he comes back on the screen, okay? not now, but once he comes back on the screen,
he does look like Hasbulla, doesn't he?
Every little bit, just keep going, welcome back, Hasbulla. You know, you're big, you're taller than I thought you were, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Just do that. But obviously, when he comes on, we haven't been saying anything because I don't know if he's listening to us or not. He could be on his phone, and I could be really fucked up. But yeah,
how he's improved with his English now, and he's doing
yeah.
But now back to what Bobby just said there. I would take Joe Edwards over Bill even now.
Where Joe.
Sorry about that.
Joe, where isn't that video, Connor? Do you mean where is that video? Where isn't that video?
I'm trying to multitask. I was trying to talk to you and type at the same time.
I don't know what you heard of me there, but Bobby's comment about Michael Beale, the Sunderland fans hate him.
Yeah.
They hate him with a passion. We don't want him. We don't want him. No. Never wanted him.
I agree, exactly. And given what I know now, even what I know then, I would choose Joe Edwards over him even now.
100%.
Yeah.
Bear with me 1 second. Let me just.
I don't know what you guys said when I left the stream for a little while, but you didn't happen to mention Hasbulla at all, did you? No, because literally every comment is, welcome back, Hasbulla, welcome back, Hasbulla, welcome back, Hasbulla. You have. I know you have. I
haven't. Just one thing. I was just to answer them, just to know there. I switched them off now. The reason we're doing it is I just wanted to see what's what. They were supposed to play every 20 minutes, but if they're becoming on where people are going, there's been loads, and we've only been on for an hour, then I'll look at the settings. But no, it's just I was just looking at them to see whether or not they were worth or not, because obviously it's a way that it helps supports the podcast and means that we don't have to keep going, give us your money. So but if there's too many, then it's not a problem. To be honest with you, I'd rather step away from adverts from YouTube and podcast and find myself a sponsor to be able to get things paid for that way, because at least then you're interrupted. I think there's nothing worse than halfway through or something, bop. There's a couple of people on YouTube who seem to fucking every 5 minutes. So I've listened and I've switched them off because they weren't meant to be on.
There's a lot of Hasbulla comments in there, Mickey. You seen them?
No. Who's that? Was it Denor's dad, Joe?
Connor?
Stephen's becoming a robot. That's not what I expected tonight. But we can all hear it in training. We basically are a different beast. So while we're not seeing it on match day, Edwards and the players talk a good game. I'll give them out. Thank you, fine Rowett getting paid off in the summer. So Joe Edwards going nowhere. I think you'll find Edwards getting paid off to summer. Don't think he is. I think it was an agreement and done. So yeah. Oh fuck me! You have got some comments here. Why are they all coming in? I've got no idea, mate.
All right. Yeah, all right.
I don't understand you, Mickey.
No, mate. Yeah, but Mickey, Rowett brought these players who didn't have the skill to do what Edward wants. So I would say that yes, it is Rowett's fault. I think it is Rowett's fault that the players he brought in are doing, but the players should still be able to do. So, I mean, someone put a comment right at the beginning of the comments, and I'm not going to go all the way back to fucking find it, but he turned around and said, it don't matter, even if you're a shit player, you should still be able to hold the ball and put a pass in. So if you can't run with the ball, you can't fucking do anything with it. You should still be able to hold the ball and pass it to someone, unless all our players are dog shit. That's where one of you two come in. Fuck me. How many Hasbullahs is there?
Yeah, I know you said something. You have.
What the fuck?
You know what's happened?
If we go down, no one person is to blame. Players,
No.
Aldo, Joe, Rowett, Cav, have all played a part. Absolutely.
You know what's happened, Nick?
agree
Someone's
with
put
it.
Hasbullah and it's just cotton on. Now they're all saying Hasbullah.
Oh, look, there's Ben. Ben's getting involved on his burner. Fuck me. How many Hasbullah?
Even Ben Green's on.
Hasbullah. Oh, my God.
Oh,
Look, Hasbullah.
who are
Comedy
they
gold.
referring to?
The thing
Bill
is
or
as
Nathan
well
Jones.
that Millwall 85-93, I swear to God, he's just literally commented "Welcome back, Hasbullah" about 20 times. It's just loads of them keep coming up. I am going to log into StreamYard and I'm going to ban him in a minute.
Oh, mate. After being born and bred in Liverpool, Adam Mayer is getting better at learning English. Fucking, yeah. I thought you were very close then, Connor, to getting banned. Because if I read that it's in you were after being born and bred in Liverpool, and I was just going to press the ban. I'd say Rowett is to blame. You can't build a house on shit foundations. Will always collapse. Yeah. Fuck me. He's done it again. Look. There's another.
Honestly, there's loads. There's so many.
Oh my God! How many Hasbullahs are there? Are you Hasbullah's dad? Oh look, he's done it now. Look, he's done it all in line.
Yeah, I know. I told you. I'm logging into StreamYard and banning
We ain't
him.
going down.
Copy and paste, didn't you, that one?
That's brilliant. Mate, everyone get on Twitter and just copy Stephen in and just comment of the night.
Whoa. Don't skip past that. Stephen, don't worry, mate. You have hair. No, it's all right, Mike. It's all right. I don't mind.
Mike's
And also,
he's only been nice to you 'cause he ain't picked up his shirt yet.
Also, these two fellas that are doing the show with me are considerably older than me, so they've also got that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Can't really do a lot when I know he's
No,
not
exactly.
StreamYard, so he can't get back on. I didn't mean to do that either.
Can he not? Can he not?
What? You can't get back in.
Well, just have.
Oh, okay. I can look you out if you want. Right. Listen, I've been dragging it out. I've been a bit like Nick Ferrari on his breakfast show at LBC, mate, where he keeps promising to tell you the answer to something, and then fucking 3 weeks later, he's still not giving it to you. I am now going to show you the official video on Millwall's TikTok, and sorry, just one sec. Jonathan Fraser. Pronouns Hasbullah.
He's even doing the Hasbullah look now. Look.
It is. Oh, God. Frankie, we will come back to that in a minute, mate. All right. I'm going to take it off and do it. Right. We're going to show you this Fleming video, which was on the official Millwall TikTok, being done by Millwall media team.
I have to warn you, this is terrible.
This either shows up the youth of today, but he's 25. And, well, I just don't think there's any words. Here you go.
All right, then. Number one. Right, this is a shambles.
There you go. Comments are open. Get your thoughts in on there. How the fuck can you not know who Ian Rush is? And how can you not know, obviously, an ex-Millwall legend, Teddy Sheringham? Okay, he got third to a degree, but fucking hell, half those players, mate, not knowing what's what, mate.
He didn't know who Les Ferdinand was.
Yeah.
He said that Cantona was a character.
Cantona was a character. Torres was good for a bit. Pot kettle black. Do you know what I mean? Pot kettle black there. Do you know what I mean?
What else he got on the list there? So I can't believe he didn't know who Ian Rush was. I mean, that's
no. Stephen's got the list.
An age thing.
How can you not put Heskey top?
You're as bad as Fleming, Connor.
He only knows Netherlands players.
Oh,
yeah, apart from obviously probably one of their greatest ones. So yeah. I thought you were going to say about Hasbulla speaking English. Yeah. So Fleming started watching football in 2010, then based on this. Teddy, how did Millwall actually post that? Is there any benefit? Got no idea.
I should have done a retake.
That was a shambles, Fleming. That was shit from Fleming.
Yeah.
Matt Letizia. Now, Matt Letizia is pretty much a player in his role. And also, is Matt Letizia the most undervalued player in his time? Because he never really got England yet, and he never moved anywhere else, did he? He stayed at Southampton his whole career.
It was amazing. Exactly. He played for Southampton. It's the only team he ever played for. I think he's got the history of never, ever missing a penalty, apparently. I don't know if that's true or not, but I believe that's true.
If you want a YouTube rabbit hole, then just go and type in Matt Letizia goals and you won't be disappointed.
Oh, honestly, he was one of the players I loved as a kid growing up. I should try and play like him. Never as good as him, of course, but I just loved his style. It's so good to watch. You would pay money to watch him play. But he was someone who didn't care about winning leagues, winning Champions Leagues. He was happy to play at Southampton, at the club that he's there for a very, very long time. Originally come from, is it Guernsey? Originally, he was born in Guernsey. Apparently, his brother, he said his brother was a better player than him when they were going through the academy. But his brother turned to women, booze, drugs, and went off the rails. And Matt stayed sort of on the line and done really well. But apparently, his brother was a better player than him, he said.
I think Letizia missed one penalty as well. I think it was like 47 out of 48 or 48 out of 49, something like that.
What a player, Steve. Honestly, I remember watching.
Connor says, did he say Kerry Katona? And Andrew Roberts says, Fireman, intelligent footballer. Fleming talks like he smoked 10 joints. Just like a Fleming free kick, to be honest. Bad ball knowledge from Flems, but at least he knows who Cantona is.
Yeah, I guess so.
I do think, though.
Piss off, Tony.
I do think, though, that so many football clubs are doing. They've so many players have posted that. Like, it's just another way to try and get engagement on social media. I don't really care, to be honest. I mean, Fleming's made himself look a bit stupid, and the club probably should have fact checked it or at least, looked at it first. But
hang on, isn't Fleming's dad a player? Wasn't Fleming's dad a player? No,
I have no idea.
No, he wasn't.
No, I don't think so. No,
he wasn't. Just I was thinking of someone completely different then.
Yeah, I agree, Frankie. Well, at least we should have done a take 2 or a take 3 and pick the best one.
Yeah, maybe we should do that next time we meet up. We'll do it.
Yeah,
mate, Tony, how many times do you want to fucking post the same thing? Letizia is a great man too, as well as a great player. I love what Letizia says.
Yeah.
I think Hoddle tried to sign him for Chelsea and he turned it down.
Really? That's interesting.
That was probably his fuck off video. We have people, media in England who think football only started in 1992. It did. According to Sky, it did. But no. I thought it was funny. I mean, look, take it in what it is. I'll post it out in a bit. But yeah, think of it what it was, mate. But I understand the engagement and you want to sort of build a contingency with your fan base and whatnot. But yeah.
Funny guy.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I won't tell you who I was thinking of, but he plays in the Premiership and he's a fucking good player. I like Fleming, but yeah, no, I was thinking of someone else. So yeah. What the fuck was that? Yeah, mate, that's it. Sorry, mate, but it looks like the lights are out and no one's for me or for Fleming.
I think
so New Zealand, mate, and come and fucking hunt you down. I think come and see you and have a beer. You know what I mean? At normal hours rather than it being about 9:30, 10 o'clock Saturday morning over there for you. So yeah, both. Thanks, mate. See, that's coming in the night, isn't it?
Yeah, on the old wacky backy.
So baldy over there. What's
when,
it like?
When are we doing the commentary chat, Mickey?
He's not coming on, mate.
No, we're not talking about commentary.
No, I don't think so.
Gone, is he?
No, I think he is, but he ain't. The other fellow who was going to come on isn't available for tonight, so yeah, there's no one. There's no one there, mate. Unless the commentary guy's still in the comments.
Yeah.
Then maybe get him on. But he's a bit of he was gloating a bit, so maybe. But it's more than welcome to come on. So
it's probably better to get him on now than get him on afterwards. I think it will be like he'll get thumped 4-0.
How many days is it? Where are we? Yeah, baldy over there. Thanks for that, Chris. If that was him engaging with his fans, I would hate to see his chat up lines in the bar. Which Prem club is going to buy Fleming now? Definitely not Liverpool. I know I'm safe because you would have to book a flight online. Thanks for that, Toad. Yeah. How many days until Christmas next year? Wacky backy. My mum used to say that all the time.
Yeah. Old school.
How many days? What the fuck is it with people keep repeating? Look, it's there. It's there. And it's there. That's three times.
Just want to make sure you don't skip it. That's why.
That's 3 times. Jordan. Is that Jordana?
Is that typo? Jorad, or was it Jordan? But you had an extra A in there.
Or an extra N even. No, an extra A, yeah. I don't know. Jordana. The only Jordana I know, or the Jordan, it's not Jordana, it's Jordana, whatever. It's the one from Renewal.
Guys, very quick. Yeah.
That's all he keeps posting. That's all he keeps posting. Just to laugh, mate. I'm buzzing. Yeah, no, I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. But
our current injury.
What are you doing next Christmas? What the fuck is that?
Guys, Stephen.
Yo.
Our current injuries at the moment, what is it with the hamstrings? You've got Nisbet hamstring, Bradshaw coming back from a hamstring, Leonard's coming back from a hamstring injury, and didn't Obafemi, when he was injured, to have a hamstring injury. I'm not blaming our training facilities or our pitch with Obafemi, but it just seems a bit strange. They're all coming down with hamstring injuries at the moment.
Whoa. One sec. Right. Yeah, he loves Christmas, I think. You're not fucking joking. What are you doing now? Right now, I'm fucking answering your stupid message. That's what I'm fucking doing now.
He's on a wind up. Got to be. He's got to be. He's on what Zian Flemming's on.
Bye. Fucking. He's going. Where is he?
Yeah.
He's gone.
He's
Fuck me. Oh, mate, he's got
Bobby's brothers down the chat. I think he's gone.
He's just gone, mate. Christ.
In answer to your question, Joe, the training ground is clearly a problem. There's clearly an issue with it. That's why they wouldn't. That's why they've been looking to try and get the new one sorted and whatnot. But Nisbet has always been. I've always felt with Nisbet, he's after what happened last January. He's been an injury waiting to happen. It feels like every time he's gone in for a tackle, I've always thought, is he going to get up from it? Is he going to be okay? Bradshaw's had his injury problems in the past, and the amount of work he gets through again is someone you think every time he gets tackled, he's gonna go down with an injury. I think
training ground's fucked, mate.
Over the course of the time, the last 5-6 years, we've had to take risks on players that maybe have been more injury prone or maybe are susceptible to picking up the odd knocks. Ryan Leonard's a prime example of that as well. So Mason Bennett, another one over the years that made a glass sort of getting injured and stuff. So I think we take a risk on players like that. I think the Nisbet risk. I read a really interesting thread on X earlier about Nisbet and Bradshaw comparison. When Bradshaw first turned up, he wasn't particularly great. He got a really bad injury and was out for a long time. And then, he's turned it around a little bit, and maybe Kevin Nisbet will fall in the same category. But so far, it seems to be a waste of quite a lot of money. And
it is. I agree with you saying this, Steve. I mean, with Nisbet, I saw enough of him pre-season. Think, you know what? Technically, a very good player. I mean, I know when I played against Sutton, I was with Mickey. We watched it in pre-season, but you can see the quality that the guy's got. but he's not getting that clear sort of run of games at the moment. I think we're not playing particularly well, so we're not creating enough chances for him either. But this injury is probably the worst time for him, because if this puts him out for the rest of the season, as they're alluding to at the moment, and even if he does make it back for the last few games, it's not going to be enough for him to actually start games and make a stake for a place in the team. So I really feel for him, and I think it's a real shame that's happened to him, because, like you say, he's had a couple of big injuries now, and this is the last thing he wants after getting over the serious knee injury last time round.
All right. Right. Before we go into your teams and everything else you're talking tomorrow, wherever you guys have seen the state of training ground, you're doing a prize draw tonight. Chris, you already won it. You won it when I done it at 45 minutes. You won it, fella. You absolutely won it. So, there's no point in us doing another one, fella. You've already won it, mate. So, you've already won it, mate. So, that's just being greedy, isn't it? So should we do it? We'll do another one, shall we? Should we do another draw? I've got the ideal one for you this time.
Also, while waiting on that, Nicky.
Go on.
Steve, I don't know if you've seen Football Insider. Apparently, Port Vale are chasing Paul Robinson to be their new manager, our coach. What's your thoughts on that?
I didn't see that. My issue with that, and this is the first I've heard of it, is that we've always said that we need Millwall type players in and around, or Millwall type characters in and around the club. And whilst I know Andy Marshall is there and he's played for us before, but I wouldn't call him necessarily a Millwall type character. No. Robbo is Millwall through and through. I spoke to him last year at the end of season awards, and he loves it. He absolutely loves it. And if we do lose him, then that could be a little bit of a blow, really, because you wouldn't have that Millwall type character and anyone that really understands the club. But if he goes, good luck to him.
If you want to get into this prize draw, you need to do hashtag Hasbulla, just like it is on the screen, and you'll get put into the draw. So Hasbulla will get you into the screen, and you will get your prize from Hasbulla. Can't say further than that, can we? Taller Hasbulla.
David, to your comment, mate, I think that's the other Paul Robinson.
Stephen's not happy. Look at him. But...
No, I'm just taking it all in, mate. Don't worry.
Up top Saturday.
One thing I must say is, if Paul Robinson does go, does it give us the option to then replace him with a more attacking coach? Adam Barrett being defensive coach and a few others as well. I think that will be the only positive out of it. But you're right, though, Stephen. Losing Paul Robinson, that's our only connection.
You see, that's
to Millwall.
Where did you say it was? To Port Vale.
To Port Vale, yeah.
Because I had a rumour the other day that one of our coaches had left.
It's not Robbo. It's not Millwall's Robbo. It's Paul Robinson, the former Birmingham, the guy who was Rowett's coach.
Yeah, is it really?
It's not.
Well, I have heard that there's one of our coaches allegedly gone to QPR.
He's not. The other Rob Robinson not here anymore, is he? Paul Robinson. I'm sure he's
left. But I've just googled the article as well, and it says Port Vale considering Paul Robinson for managerial vacancy. Former Millwall coach Paul Robinson is a candidate for the Port Vale managerial.
Here we go. Sorry, panic over, lads.
Look at that all there. Look, everyone's getting in on Hasbulla. Where is it? Not that Paul Robinson, the legend. It's the other one. Yeah, the fat one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you another minute to get your words in. Yeah, Paul Robinson. It's our old coach with Thingy.
Guys,
Marshall.
I looked at a stat earlier. Coventry have only lost one game in 14 matches.
Okay.
And that was in a 2-1 loss against Norwich when they're down to 10 players.
Here we go then. That's it. You've got 30 seconds left, and then I'm pressing draw. There's about 20 odd of you in there. 21, 22, I think. 20. 10, 9. Hashtag Hasbulla to get in. 1 entry per person. 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Who's going to win? if it's Chris Brown again, it ain't winning. We're going to draw again. John Pruden. There you go. John Pruden, congratulations. You won yourself a key ring. You need to get in touch with us or any one of us. Drop us a DM, drop us an email, and then we'll arrange for you to pick it up. Cheers for that stat, Joe. Just ruined my night, mate. Right, I want you to get in your teams. We'll start off then with where is it? Someone's already given us a team. Charlie Gardner has put goalkeeper Sarkach, Cooper, Harding, Tango, Saville Dinor, Wallace left, Cuffy right, top Bradshaw, Fleming, Afemi versus Coventry. Can you beat it? Have you got a better team? What do you want to do? Do you agree, disagree? Get your comments in now. Gents, Joe, what's your lineup for Sunday, fella?
I think I'll go with a back four. I don't think with their pace, I think your man there, the commentary guy, Mickey, mentioned that as well, that, you know, their attackers and Sakamoto as well, he'll completely ruin us down that right-hand side, their right-hand side, our left channel. So we probably need a flat back four and defensive fullbacks. I'd like to see if Danny McNamara fit at the moment, or is he injured? Does anyone know?
I think he's fit. Danny
McNamara's fit.
Well, yeah, he was on the bench the other day, wasn't he? Yeah, he's fit.
I would like to play a back four with Danny McNamara at right back. Apparently Lenny's fit. Can he start? I don't know. But if he's available he's been training all week apparently. So I will go Danny McNamara right back. I'll have Lenny on the right side centre half next to Cooper. And then I'll have Murray Wallace at left back. And then I'll go with Denor and Honeyman in the two defensive midfielders. And then I'll have the attacking three with Norton Cuffy on the right-hand side. I will go with Watmore on the left, Fleming in the middle, and then it'll have to be Obafemi up front. But obviously with Fleming pushing alongside Obafemi, giving that bit of help.
Yeah. Makes sense, I suppose, there, yeah. Stephen?
Sarkic at the back, goal, sorry, back three. I'd go Leonard on the right-hand side, Cooper in the middle, Tanganga on the left-hand side.
Why would you go back three, just out of curiosity? To keep a five defensively?
Yeah, I would. Only because I think Coventry, they're gonna have a lot of the ball, and I would rather us. I never usually say this, but I would rather us line up with a 5 to start the game on Sunday than go in with a 4 and potentially be out of the game in the first half. I'd rather see us try and be a little bit more solid, and then maybe push on a little bit in the second half. But definitely Cooper in the centre, Tanganga. I know it might not be his natural on his left foot, but as I said earlier, pace either side of Cooper.
I put Leonard in there, but I would have gone Tanganga, alongside Cooper.
Norton Cuffy probably as a wing back, because Leonard would be there covering behind. Joe Bryan as a wing back the other side. You'll have Tanganga covering behind him. I would go with, I know, again, we were talking about this earlier, Sav and Denor in the middle. I still think they're our best two.
Honeyman?
Yeah, I still think they're our, but yeah.
What, just out of curiosity, what
I think with George Honeyman is he does give you legs, but I don't think you need Denor and Honeyman. I only think you need one. And also Saville is more of a leader personally, and I think that's something that we're missing. So I would still stick with those two. And I'd probably go with a little bit more of a front three. I would start Adam Mayer. I would give him an opportunity to start. He's been brought into the club.
So the only reason why he didn't play against Hull was because he was suspended, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's match fit, which is good. Yeah.
I'd get Fleming in. I obviously have Fleming. I don't like putting him out wide and maybe give him a bit more of a free roam position rather than actually shoving him out wide. And I would probably go, based on the fact that we're probably not going to have much of the ball and going to have to do quite a lot of work, I'd go with Tom Bradshaw and bring Obafemi on in the second half.
Really? That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. Would you not think it's better to go with pace up front, especially as it's nil attacking us, and then I know it didn't work against Hull, but the idea is you've got that option to counter. If we go 1-0 down, it's the worst time to bring Obafemi on because there's going to be no space behind their defence. They're going to just sit quite deep and try and counter-attack us.
Just purely based on last week, and if we're going to play the way that we think that we're going to play, I don't think we're going to have loads and loads of the ball. And asking Obafemi to chase lost causes, you're never ever going to get the best out of him. So I would rather us perhaps, if you're still in the game and you're trying to chase a goal, if you do go behind, I would rather be bringing him on and say to Bradshaw, give us everything that you've got, and go the other way. Personally,
I don't think that would work though.
Right, gents, those of you who are watching, get your predictions in now for Sunday's game. Just get them in now. What do you think the scores are going to be? You gents want to do a little game then?
Go on.
Stephen?
Go for it.
All right, I'm going to take myself.
I can't hear you now.
Well, that's a great game, isn't it?
Yeah.
But before he comes
Can
back...
you hear me or not?
No. Say it first, then do it.
Right, I'm going to... No, because I should be able to fucking... I want to be able to read...
We can't hear. Once you went, you went.
Hang on. Let me try something.
Oh, wait, Stephen, that's what we're saying. I think Obafemi needs minutes. Yes,
he probably does.
He got 45 minutes last game. He'll probably need to get 65 minutes against Coventry. So you've got to start him because he'll start over Bradshaw, I think, out of choice, of preference. And like I said, it's all about having that pace on the attack. The way we're set up at the moment, we'll have to counter attack, especially away from home against Coventry. I can't see Bradshaw doing that. Unless we're really kind of pushing hard in the second half to get an equaliser or whatever, then bring Bradshaw on then because we're going to be trying to push everything and the kitchen sink as well.
I go the other way with Bradshaw and think that we need to try and put pressure on Coventry earlier. And if Fleming's in his mood where he's putting himself about a bit, Mayer you'd expect him to be up for it and putting himself about a bit. And Bradshaw, that press, start with the press, try and put Coventry under a little bit more pressure, something we couldn't do to Hull. If it's not working, then maybe go with the pace. But I think Obafemi in a couple of weeks will be the main striker, and I'd be putting him in the team every single week. But for now, I just think Bradshaw gives you that little bit more of he knows when to press. He's been doing it a long time, and I just think if we're going to start the game better than we did last week, we need to have a willing runner, and I don't think Obafemi is going to be too happy chasing the lost causes, which Bradshaw tends to do.
Obafemi would be better on the counter.
100%, 100%. But based on last week and the way that, if we start anywhere near we did last week, we're not going to have an opportunity to counter. Because
had we not considered so early, I think the game plan went out the window. So had we not considered that earlier, I think we could have potentially got a couple of chances through Obafemi's pace. But you've got to remember, they went one out quite quickly, and then suddenly their defenders just dropped quite deep, and they just kept passing the ball around between them. And that's where you need Bradshaw on, admittedly. But I don't think, had they scored so early, we probably would have had more chances to get behind their defence, I think.
Right, here we go. We're going to finish this up in a sec, but we're going to start with this. A little game for both of you, and we'll play it out on Sunday to see how well you've done. Joe.
Yes,
and then Stephen answers Ipswich Town versus West Brom. Win for Ipswich or win for West Brom?
Win for Ipswich.
Stephen?
Win for West Brom.
Ooh. Commercial.
Blackburn Rovers versus Stoke City. Who's winning?
Draw.
You're going to draw, yeah?
Yeah.
Stephen?
Blackburn win. New manager bounce.
Okay. It's Cardiff City versus Preston.
Cardiff home win.
Stephen?
Draw,
yeah?
Yes.
Hull City versus Swansea.
Home win.
Hull win.
Both going for home wins, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Leeds United versus Rotherham United. A shit Yorkshire derby.
Leeds by 3 clear goals at least.
Okay, we'll just go for a win. Stephen?
I don't want to say it because I'd really look. Leeds. Go on, Leeds
Okay.
win.
Middlesbrough versus Bristol.
I'm going for a Bristol away win, that one.
Draw.
Stephen? Queen's Park Rangers versus Norwich.
I hope Norwich beat them. I'm going to go for Norwich.
Stephen?
Van Hooydonk to score.
Draw.
Southampton versus Huddersfield.
Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton.
Sunderland versus Plymouth Argyle.
I'm going Sunderland. Home win.
Yes, Sunderland as well.
Watford versus Leicester.
Ooh. I'm going to go for a draw.
I can't
Stephen?
not. Leicester. Got to go Leicester.
There we go. That will be back on Sunday night to haunt you.
Hold on a minute. Whoa. Wait. Joe, Coventry v Millwall.
Fuck me. Now why you got to do this to me? With my heart or my head? What am I going with? I'm going to watch it, but I think Coventry are going to beat us. I'm just being realistic. I think they're going to beat us. 2-1.
I said on the Coventry show in the week that I could never back us to lose, and I won't. I said 1-1. I'll go over 1-1 draw. But I did also say that if 1 minute to 12 on Sunday that they offered me a draw, I'd snap their hand off for it.
Okay.
Coventry haven't kept a clean sheet. Is it 15 or 16 games?
Oh, and then Millwall roll into town. There we go.
2-1.
I'm going 2-1 as well. What's Coventry?
Millwall.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Bobby's gone for a 1-1. Mark has gone for 1-1. Millwall 8593 has gone 1-1. Pete Sullivan is Sarkech, BNC, Tonga Cooper, Brian Denor, Savile, Honeyman.
So 3-man midfield.
That's only 8 players, isn't it?
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. Chris is going 2-1 Millwall. David's going 6-1 Coventry. If we let a goal in the first 5 minutes, second 10 minutes, if we don't, 3-1. 2-1 Millwall. Peter, he's missed out. There's the other 3 players.
I like that front 3.
Can't see us getting anything, to be honest. 3-0 defeat. Fitness levels are shit. Dan Riggs, 3-0 Coventry. Tony W is taking the piss out of me again. Mickey, leave it, mate. Stick to your milk round. Wanker. 1-1 or 1-0 with loads of squeaky pants moments at our end. Tunbridge, Sarkech, Tandanga, Harding, Cooper, BNC, Brian, Casper, Savile, Essay, Fleming, Fleming, 3-4-1-2. Andrew would be happy with a draw, as can't see us winning, but who knows? Football's a funny old game, as someone once said. 1-1. We need Bradders and a Femi up front. Ipswich draw. Okay. 1-1. Draws Stoke. Okay. Cardiff win. Fuck that up as well. Hull win. Leeds win. Middlesbrough win. Okay. You can come back and check your comments on the weekend. 3-0 to Lady Gadaver's Minge. Thanks for all of those, David. Do another Hasbulla before the end. 1-0 Millwall. 2-1 Millwall. Tony's gone 2-2. Put me in that game, Mickey, between Joe and Hasbulla.
Next week.
Mayor is a Scouse nutter. Blue card sin bin on debut. We'll talk about the sin bin. We were going to talk about it tonight. We'll talk about the sin bin on Friday because I was speaking to someone who plays non-league, who's got a proper team in non-league, and it's been in non-league for a little while. And it's only used for dissent. And it's just there that they get a warning. So the fellow was telling me today, they get a warning And then if they do it again, it's like, look, if you carry on being gobby, you're gonna get sinned.
That,
and
Nicky,
then they give it to it and go.
we do that in vets football, so I know what it's like. There's one of my mates, Frank. He's got a bit of a hothead, and we call him the Black Terry Hurlock. Yeah, good player, but he's like that. And every game he gets a blue card. And it's just like 2 or 3 minutes, and he goes off, calms down, comes back on, different person. But it's all about 5 minutes later until he fucking goes through someone else, of course. But yeah, work.
Oh, who was that? Hello? Oh, that's me. Oh, shit. There we go.
We can still hear you.
That was me then. The computer was just about to switch off. So
your battery.
Yeah, that was done. Yeah. So yeah. Right, you want it, we'll do it. One more. We'll do a chance to win yourself one more that Millwall podcast. What do you call it?
Hasbulla.
I think it's probably going to be Hasbulla, I think. Hasbulla, get your comments in right now if you want to have a chance of winning. Do it now. There it is. It's up on the screen. Keep going. And then, yeah, that's it. IT department. Fuck off, Mike. What's this? The night of fucking giving me shit. Remember, Mickey, I told you about my son Kenzie. He plays his first game last week. They lost 9-4, but he scored 2 and set one up. Sweet. There you go. Onwards and upwards. Come on in, get your comments in. Quick. You're on 14 of you have put comments in so far. Your last chance to win one today.
What's the price, this one?
It's another limited edition That Millwall podcast keyring. You don't have one, Joe.
Have you got one? Show us.
Yeah, I've got one there.
Let's have a look. This one I think is they're quite cool, actually, aren't they?
Oh, I'll tell you what we do. These will be for.
Oh, I like that.
So you got Shut the Fuck Up Joe key rings. There you go. That's what they are. That's what you're playing for today. Shut the Fuck Up Joe key rings. And
you got a bottle opener. You say, "Shut the fuck up, Joe," and then no.
If we get 3 more of you entering, there's 17 of you so far. 3 more haven't already entered in, and I'll do 2 giveaways. But you've got about 30 seconds to get in. Don't forget to like as well on YouTube, because that helps us right out. There's 37 of you, 38. 2 more likes on YouTube, and I'll do it regardless of what we got on there.
Mickey must be in a good mood. He's giving out loads of prizes.
One more like on YouTube, and we're going to do the draw. 1 more like on YouTube. Come on. 1 more like on YouTube, and we're going. I'm giving you that time.
I'm looking at the names here.
5.
Anyone missing?
4.
There's 70 people in the
3.
chat.
There we go. Yeah, not everyone's commented.
Who's it going to be?
Connor Parkfield has. You've won 1, fella.
Well done, Connor.
Okay. And as promised, we hit 40 likes. We'll do you 1 more. These are for the limited edition Joe.
Every time you open up, Joe, you'll think of me.
Peter Sullivan, fucking all the abuse. Peter Sullivan and Connor, get in touch or see us at a game, and we're sorted out. And what we do is I will get these to Joe, and then just see Joe at a game, and Joe will give you one of the what you call it ones. So yeah, that is it. That is it for another night. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. All of you should post out on Twitter Hasbulla, and whoever gets the most retweets from it will win a keyring, okay? That will make Steve's night. Look, Stephen is not looking happy tonight, is he?
Listening, look.
I was actually replying to something else. So
nice that he gives full attention, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, thanks for that. So yeah, hopefully we will be getting a win on Saturday. And yeah, that was it. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again next week. Cheers, guys. Glad to have won. Yeah, all these comments get saved now in the proper YouTube. So yeah, people are going to be wondering what the hell's going on. So yeah, that's it. We're done.
didn't hear you there, mate.
Go on.
Don't take the piss out of your shorts. Ain't that bad now, is it? Compared to Hezbollah?
I cop it at literally every show, so it doesn't change. It doesn't change.
We were so busy talking shit about bringing the message to the people, we never stopped to bother